PEI is very grateful for the opportunity to be here with you. Founded in 2012, Polar Educators International, or PEI, was created by dedicated members of networks formed during the International Polar Year as a direct outcome of the Montreal Conference under the theme, From Knowledge to Action. By leading dialogue and collaboration between educators and researchers, PEI aims to highlight and share the global relevance of the polar regions. PEI represents all who work to inspire appreciation and build knowledge of the polar regions, their connectedness to all Earth systems, and their importance to all humans across latitudes and cultures. A PEI member is anyone interested in making the poles accessible, promoting understanding and stewardship of the polar regions, and seeking to grow polar literacy. Our community of scientists, educators, graduate students, community activists, museum educators, policy researchers, digital communicators, early career scientists, artists, cruise ship citizen science practitioners, and myself, school classroom teachers. We work together to accomplish our goals and the education of future global leaders. The 3 C's of PEI's core strengths are how we connect the qualities of scientific and educational organizations, defining our unique position, which allows us to provide a deeper understanding of current polar sciences to a global audience. We are deeply committed to PEI's ethos and wish to see it expand, reaching an important place of influence. This ambition can only be fully achieved if we have a secretariat to take care of the daily running of PEI, leaving its members the freedom to increase its influence in the polar world and the world of education in its widest sense. Whichever institution is in a position to host a PEI secretariat will gain the experience of a large number of educators coming from diverse backgrounds and qualifications, but with a common goal, to make polar science in the polar world available and to grow partnerships with Arctic and Indigenous organizations. PEI works with partners to support and connect people within and outside of the Arctic. As a community of practice, polar educators support and learn from one another. Given the means to build capacity, we connect an essential, stable, and trusted network contributing to Arctic research, providing platforms for exchange of good practice and professional development for researchers and educators. A firm administrative base will enable PEI to achieve another goal, using its connections to keep Arctic literacy up to date and relevant, and to take the concept of polar engagement in education upstream in the Arctic science process. This can be accomplished by building goals into research proposals that include community members and learning opportunities in fieldwork, data collection, and more diverse publishing and engagement activities. PEI believes that polar educators and learners have a role to play in all of the ASM 3 themes: observe, understand, respond, and strengthen. We have submitted 3 deliverables for the project. Andre mentioned the first one, thank you. We propose to share an updated digital version of the Polar Resource Book with our partner organizations. This work is in progress. We're about halfway, well, beginnings, and now reaching out and seeking new funding opportunities to start working on some of the work of the new book. It'll provide easily accessible tools to strengthen teaching and communication of important Arctic science. Next deliverable is our, next thing, thank you, Iceland 2022. It was supposed to be 2021, but of course with our current situation, we have put that off a year. So we're going to have our next 5th international conference to Hofn, Iceland, with themes focused on polar education, relevant to knowledge for sustainable Arctic, offering a direct opportunity for 50+ participants. In the meantime, we will host a full table of online events to build interest and excitement. Our first event will be our lesson in Icelandic, so I can learn how to pronounce this word. that will be happening later this month. Our events will be running from April through mid-October, leading up to our in-person conference sign-up time. We've got a little something for everyone. The second event will be a virtual walk to connect the miles from our previous conference in Cambridge, UK to Hofn, Iceland, so 2,000 miles or so. We've got some great other things coming up. Little something for everyone. Our third is a global conversation. It's going to be a network weaving opportunity based on a concept of a world cafe to bring conversations to the table that address identified gaps and barriers encountered in the strengthen theme. Big on the list was inclusivity and upstreaming education, building resilience in the Arctic. So we'd like to invite people to be part of that table conversation. So you can find more information about that on our website coming up. Thank you.